Tonight on Sports Buzz, we tackle all the NFL football from the past week and get into the latest in the NBA, including big trades and the one, the only, LeBron James. Then we take you to the pitch where the MLS playoffs are in full swing. We can't forget about those top 5 and not top 5 plays of the week. All that and more. Welcome into Sports Buzz alongside Amani Alston. I'm Gino Ganello, and we have an action-packed show for you here today.
Well, Gino, we're going to start right with some football, so let's get right into your first game.
Yeah, we'll get things started off today down in South Beach, where the J Train has left the station and the Miami Dolphins took on the Oakland Raiders at home in their first game since trading their star running back. Pick things up in the second quarter. Raiders up 3. Jay Cutler to the right. Williams trucks a couple guys, dives for the end zone, gets it. Dolphins would miss the PAT, but take a 6-3 lead. Now Derek Carr dropping back, tosses deep down the field for Johnny Holton, and he's got it. Raiders are pumped up. He's doing a little pogo stick dance there. The Raiders take a 10-6 lead. Now early third quarter, Raiders up 13-9. Now Marshawn Lynch making a couple people miss here, finding the end zone. Raiders would be up 11 there, shaking the hands of his offensive line. Know the great job they've done for him right there. And then again, Marshawn Lynch would get the ball, pounds it through the middle. Raiders would regain their 11-point lead there. And now with under 2, we're going to see here left in the game. Jay Cutler's going to toss the ball deep down the sideline. Devontae Parker with an unbelievable one-handed grab. We'll take a look at the replay. He'd catch that ball, but the Dolphins would fall at 27-24. Jay Cutler, despite the loss, had an amazing day throwing for 311 yards and 3 TDs on 42 pass attempts.
Let's head over to the Philadelphia Eagles where they take on the Broncos. Here, Carson Wentz on 1st and 10 lobs it up for Alshon Jeffrey for a 32-yard touchdown. This puts the Eagles up 7-0 in the first. Then we head to second quarter where it's 1st and 10 on the 46 for the Eagles. Jay Ajayi, 46-yard touchdown run in his debut as a Philadelphia Eagle. We're going to watch that again here in slow motion to see how he dove for that play. Look at that right there. Just extends the ball to get the touchdown for the Eagles. Head into the third, Philly up 38-9. Wentz finds Alshon Jeffrey again for his second touchdown of the game. Eagles now blow the lead open to a 44-9. Into the fourth quarter they go. In the fourth, the Broncos down by 35. Washler finds DeMarcus Thomas for a 1-yard touchdown, making it 16-44, but it was a little too late for the Broncos. Final score is 51-23. Eagles improve to 8-1. Broncos fall to 3-5. Eagles are just on a roll. Carson Wentz 15 for 27, 199 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Jay Ajayi, 8 carries, 77 yards, and 1 touchdown. What a great debut for Philly.
Flying from Philly to Nashville now, the Ravens travel to Tennessee on Sunday to take on the Titans, who look to grab their 3rd straight win this season coming off the bye. Get things started early in the first quarter, and fake punt alert. Sam Koch throws the ball to the left side, gets the first down. Ravens get 3 points off that one and tie the game up. But now late in the first, tie game. Marcus Mariota would drop back, toss over the middle, Rashard Matthews, and it surfs up Sunday in Tennessee. The Tennessee fans are pumped, and the Titans take a 7-point lead. Now late in the first half, the Titans would extend it. Derrick Henry bumps out to the left side, scores a touchdown. Titans would take a 10-point lead there. Again, Titans fans excited about this, but now mid-fourth, the Titans are up 10 points. Joe Flacco would find Javarius Allen. The Ravens would pull within 3, and we'll see here, Ravens fans are pumped up, but Kevin Byard not happy at all with the rest of the defense. Now late in the fourth, Titans up 3. Mariota bootleg to the right, then finds Eric Decker to the left for a touchdown. Titans would go up 10. Ravens would add another on there. Titans fans happy, but the final score would end up being 23-20. Ravens wouldn't have enough for the comeback. Kevin Byard, interesting note, had 2 more interceptions this week to add to his 3 from last week. That's tying him for most over a 2-game span since the NFL-AFL merger.
Let's head over to Dallas, Texas, where the Kansas City Chiefs go to Dallas to see if they can steal a win on the road. We're going to pick it up here in the first. First and goal late in the first. Prescott connects with Cole Beasley for a 6-yard touchdown, putting Dallas up 7-0. Look at the dance. He is happy and ready to go, putting Dallas up on the board first. There we go in the second. We have 21 seconds left in the first half. Prescott, 10-yard run for a touchdown. He takes it for himself. Look at this. Little shake right there, almost stumbles, makes his way in for a 10-yard touchdown, puts Dallas up 14-3. Now, with 2 seconds left, the Chiefs trying to do something. Smith finds Tyreek Hill across the middle. Look how he just is patient. Finds his way down, and he makes a 56-yard touchdown, putting him down only by 4 points. 14-10 Dallas going in the half. Here we see back at the end of the fourth quarter, Cole Beasley picks up his second touchdown of the game. Look at that. Stretches out, makes it touchdown. 28-17, which is enough for them to win the game. Your final score in Dallas will be 28-17. Chiefs will now fall to 6-3 on the season, and Dallas improves to 5-3.
And now we welcome in our NFL analyst, Franco Macheo. Franco, thank you for joining us.
I am very, very happy to be here and talk some football with you guys.
Well, let's get right into it. We had a lot of great games this week. What did you think of them?
So the NFL's been kind of wacky lately, right? We've had a lot of injuries, a lot like some suspensions now with the Ezekiel Elliott turmoil, which finally today got resolved. It seems like he's going to serve his 6 games. But it's just whenever you think you have a hold on the NFL, it surprises you. And it just kind of changes your whole mind on things.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Franco, now we're into a lot of quarterback troubles. So what do you think about the quarterback troubles, especially Eli Manning? I mean, the Giants aren't doing that great. What do you think is going to happen there? And then you look at the Packers with Aaron Rodgers being out. So how do you feel the quarterback troubles are playing out in the NFL?
So it's hard, right? Because I think part of it is the quarterback play and part of it is just scheme-wise. I think schemes nowadays have become very safe, have become the whole dump-down NFL, the whole kind of play it safe, go for 3 yards at a time, 2 yards at a time. And so that, I think, has affected the visual of it. It seems like the quarterback play has been worse. I mean, obviously, injuries don't help, right? Aaron Rodgers is arguably one of the two faces of the league. I've never been a fan of Eli Manning. The Giants right now, they have no weapons, so he's almost going into a rock fight with some napkins, right? But Eli Manning has always been a little overrated in my mind. So the quarterback play has been fine. You have some really young studs, it seems like. So with Carson Wentz, you have Dak Prescott, you have Derek Carr. So the young crop, Marcus Mariota, Andrew Luck, who's been hurt this season. So it seems like the future is promising, but as of right now, I've been a little disappointed with the QB play overall.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been great this season, but like you mentioned, there are some young guns coming up. So right now, if you had to give me them right now in the NFL, right, who are the top 3 quarterbacks and the top 3 teams?
Top 3 quarterbacks and top 3 teams. So I think Tom Brady, right? We have no issue with Tom Brady being in the top 3. I mean, I don't necessarily love the Patriots, but you'd be a little like biased if you don't put him up there. And with him, the Patriots are definitely in my top 3 teams. The other 2 quarterbacks, so obviously Aaron Rodgers would be there, but as of right now, I think I have the most trust if I have to win a game in Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. You could sway me in some other directions. You can name Alex Smith. You can maybe Jared Goff is improving. There's some other ones that you could maybe sway me towards. Ben Roethlisberger is getting a little bit older. And my top 3 teams would be the Patriots. Right now, definitely the Eagles. I think they're the 2 creams of each conference. And as my 3rd team, I'm actually going to name the Saints. Why not, right? I think their defense is much improved. Their offense, the running game is definitely, like this year, they have like a 2-back system with Ingram. They have Kamara. It seems like one is a little bit more of like the traditional downhill. The other is more of a pass threat. So I kind of like what they have up there in New Orleans.
Yeah, and it definitely the Eagles and Saints, 2 teams that are surprising us this year.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Franco. Coming up after the break, how does your NBA team rank among the rest after the first 10 games of the season? And which of the 4 remaining MLS teams have the best shot at taking the title? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sports Buzz is brought to you by Vitamin Shop. With over 300 locations nationwide, shopping has never been easier. Use a convenient store locator at shop online at vitaminshop.com. Welcome back to Sports Buzz, where we're switching gears from NFL to the NBA. What better way to do that than have our very own NBA analyst, Justin DeVillis, join us here in the studio. What's up, Justin? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Imani. Thanks so much for having me. Gino, thank you so much. I'm ready to talk NBA.
It's great.
Well, let's get right into it. Eric Bledsoe got traded to the Bucks a couple days ago. Now, with any trade like that, how would it affect a team midway through the season, even though it's only in the beginning?
Well, the Eric Bledsoe trade is a huge trade. And I think the Bucks are getting a tremendous player. And I think what it does, getting him so early on in the season, is that it allows the Bucks more time to gel as a team and work out certain kinks that, you know, if he was traded later on in the season, maybe they wouldn't be able to work stuff out like that. So they get more time. I think they're getting a tremendous player, a guy who's been averaging, 20 points, 6 rebounds the last 2 seasons. They get a guy who's a freak athlete, and they get a guy to go alongside the Greek freak, Giannis. And I really think they could have a really good shot in the NBA this year.
Well, Justin, as you can see, we're transitioning a little bit where LeBron James has become everyone's favorite player, and you're starting to forget about the Magic Johnsons and the Michael Jordans as the years goes on because, everyone's more up into who's in right now. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about, LeBron James being the center and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan kind of fading away? How does that affect you? Sure.
Well, I think it's a generational thing. I think that everyone now, players coming into the league, guys who are rookies or guys who are, second, third years, they all watched LeBron growing up. So I don't think it's necessarily like Michael Jordan's forgotten or Magic is forgotten. I mean, they were amazing players and they built the NBA. But I just think it's more a generational thing. Like, guys grew up watching LeBron, and he's been in the league so many years now. It's been 15 years, so he's almost been in the league 2 decades. So when you think about that, I mean, Jordan was a great player, and people in the past had Jordan to look up to, but now players coming into the league now, they've been watching LeBron, and he has his own, 3 titles, 4 MVPs, so it's warranted because he's an amazing player.
Yeah, and we got some B-roll here of LeBron taking on the Wizards this year. He's an unbelievable player. He's basically a human highlight reel. The guy can do everything and literally play every position on the court. He's unbelievable. Definitely deserves respect as one of the best, and he's getting it now. But, as you said, can't forget about those players, Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, because they helped build the NBA to what it is today.
Sure.
So rolling on, as you see, we have a lot of teams that started off very well, in the beginning of the season. They've been on a roll since opening tip.
Yeah.
What are your top 10 teams right now in the NBA?
Okay, so 10, kind of tough to pick 10 because it's been such a great beginning of the season. I could probably give you 4 or 5. I think number 1, definitely the Golden State Warriors. I mean, defending champs. Even without Kevin Durant last night, they were able to get a huge win over a pretty talented Minnesota Timberwolves team. I think they're definitely number 1. If they continue their reign, they should be at the top there. I think number 2, the Celtics, because they've played such amazing defense and they've been rebounding the ball so well, and they've done it all without Gordon Hayward. So they have guys like Marcus Smart who can play defense. People kind of compare him to like a linebacker out there, but he's been able to play defense. They've been rebounding the ball. Aaron Baines had a great game last night for the C's. And then I think number 3, we would have to move to a team like the Pistons, who have actually been pretty surprising this year. Andre Drummond, I mean, he's a double-double machine, but it's surprising because the knock on him was always he couldn't shoot free throws. Like, you always saw those clips of him airballing free throws, but now he's actually shooting 70% from the line, 75% this year, which isn't the only reason why they've been good, but it plays a big role in why the Pistons have been so good. So I would probably say Warriors are 1, give the Celtics 2, Pistons are a surprise, and then obviously the Cavs are right there too, top 5, even though they've had a slow start.
And, speaking of surprises, when Gordon Hayward went down, people are surprised that the Celtics are doing so well right now. They're having a great season, and in fact, we have a video here that we're going to show you. I'm sure you've seen it already, but it's of Paul Pierce getting a standing ovation when he returned to Boston. We're going to take a look at that right now, and then we'd love to get your response to it after that.
Sure.
Back here in Boston, the return of the ball, Paul Pierce working on countdown. And they just played a nice little video tribute on the big screen and a nice standing ovation for the future Hall of Famer.
How about that, Mike? His number will be hanging up in the rafters February 11th. The Celtic game, appreciating greatness, appreciating the time he spent.
unbelievable stuff there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think the music that they played in the background fit Paul Pierce. I think they should have played something else. But, I mean, he's amazing. He's the truth, and there's a reason why he's got that nickname, championships, and it's amazing that the Garden, TD Garden, was able to have that kind of ceremony for a player like that because he was truly one of the best.
Yeah, and when you speak of like you said, some of the best players, we've been speaking about LeBron James, we've been speaking about Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Paul Pierce also. Thank you, Justin, for joining us. We really appreciate your insight in the NBA. We have to take a quick break, but stay tuned because we have a whole lot more to get to, including MLS playoffs, and of course, how could we forget the top 5 and not top 5 of the week? Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Buzz. We've talked NFL, we've talked NBA. We haven't talked soccer, so why don't we get into a little bit of that?
Let's get into some soccer, Gino. Head into the Premier League first. What do you think about Man City and West Ham?
Well, when we talk about these two teams, they're two opposite ends of the spectrum. Manchester City, top of the league, 31 points. West Ham, bottom of the league, 3 from the bottom in the relegation zone with only 9 points. Two teams are playing completely different soccer right now. Man City scoring a lot of goals. West Ham not. West Ham has fired their manager now. And we'll get a look at actually some of the highlights right here from Man City. A great goal there by Kevin De Bruyne. But West Ham, they have a lot of things they need to fix. They fired their manager, Slaven Bilic. Now they've hired David Moyes. Do I think he's the right man for the job? I don't know. He's very defensive-minded, and for a team that needs to work their way up the table, maybe that's a good thing. With their attacking pieces, it may not be. So we'll see how that plays out for them as the season goes on.
Well, now we have the international break coming up for the teams. So which teams do you think need to make some moves so they can be successful when they come back from break?
Well, I think one of the teams that needs to make a move is Everton. They need to hire a manager. They don't have a manager right now, and that's something they need to get sorted out. They have been playing kind of a different style of play all year. It's been something different all year. So there's definitely one of the teams. And then across Stanley Park in Liverpool, the other Liverpool team, Liverpool FC, they've had a rough start to the season as well, not how they would expect it. So they definitely need to pick some things up. Hopefully hold on to Philippe Coutinho in the January transfer window, which would be a good thing for them, something that's a big topic of conversation around the Premier League right now. Those are definitely two teams that definitely need to improve. There's a bunch of teams that I'm sure would like to be up near the top, but those are definitely two of the teams that are not performing as well as we expected them to.
Well, let's move over to MLS and let's talk about the playoffs because they're underway.
Yeah.
They're underway right now. So what do you think about the teams that advanced so far?
Well, you got a mix of some teams. You got your two teams from last year's MLS Cup, Toronto FC and Seattle, the Seattle Sounders. And then you have the Houston Dynamo and the Columbus Crew. The Columbus Crew going through some things right now with their franchise. And the Houston Dynamo just playing really good defense. They've been keeping teams out of the net, and that's all. That's the name of the game. As long as you score more goals than the other team, then you're advancing. So Houston Dynamo playing really good soccer, but it's the playoffs, so anything can happen. Any team can take it from here on out. And now that we advance into the conference finals, we'll see how that plays out.
Can Columbus keep the dream alive? Their team is moving to Austin. So how do you feel they keep the dream alive?
There's big talks about them moving to Austin, and Columbus. It's a shame because Columbus's stadium has been an unbelievable stadium. It's a great place to go play, not only for the Columbus Crew, but for the United States national team. They have tremendous success there. So losing that team would be devastating just to United States soccer in general. But it's amazing the resilience that they've shown. And we'll take a couple looks here at some highlights. It's amazing the resilience they've shown over the past few games here. They played some talented teams. They played New York City FC, who finished in second place in the Eastern Conference, and they've prevailed and came up on top. They got another talented team in Toronto FC, who may be the best team in the league this year, coming up. So we'll see if they can advance past that. But with the resiliency they've shown and the ability to put all the other distractions aside, it may be an easier task than we think for them.
Wow, that's very interesting, your take on it. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I have one final question that's very important. Who do you think will win it all? Well,
we've said it multiple times now, I believe. Toronto FC is the best team in the league. They've been there 3 times now. This will be their 4th time to getting to the MLS Cup. I think they have the experience. They have two fantastic players in Sebastian Giovinco, who has 16 goals and 6 assists on the season, as well as Josie Altidore up top, who has 15 goals and 6 assists on the season. And their team is just all around one of the best teams that has been in the MLS in a while. This team is talented from top to bottom, plays great defense, scores a lot of goals, and in this league, in any soccer league, that's what you got to do. So I can definitely see them coming out on top.
Well, you've heard it here, folks. Gino thinks Toronto's going to come out on top. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we'll have our top 5 and our not top 5 plays of the week.
Sports Buzz is brought to you by Berkshire Hathaway. Prudential Home and Sale is now Berkshire Hathaway. New name, new look, and same great company. Welcome back to Sports Buzz. Now the time we've all been waiting for, Imani. The top 5 and not top 5 plays of the week. We haven't seen them. Nope. You haven't seen them. Let's get to them together.
Here we go. Number 5, Jay Ajayi. Philadelphia debut. Look at him just run. He's going to make this 46-yard touchdown. Flying for the Eagles. Literally flying.
Now take a look at Dak Prescott here. He's jumping out to that right side. Almost gets tripped up. Keeps his balance there. Finds the end zone. Cowboys would take the league eventually to win that.
Number 3, look at the pass between your legs. Slam. Look at that, just with authority. He just came right down. Get out his way.
And here we go, another slam, a jamma from Aaron Gordon. Alley-oop, unbelievable job getting up above the rim.
We see this play right. Look, I mean, he snacked that out of the air like it was just, I mean, look at it. One more time, slow-mo.
He shoved off the line there.
Boom, just reaches up and grabs it. Beautiful for number 1.
Some great plays there, Imani, but with the good comes the bad.
Of course.
So we have to take a look at our not top 5 plays. So let's get to those right now. Take a look at the first one here. Bills, tight end looks like, gets up, loses the ball. Gets up because the Jets didn't tackle him, eventually fumbles the ball. Nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Number 4, look at this here. The person who's supposed to hold it for the score just fumbles it for the score. I mean, he just goes, sorry, my job was messed up.
Now the Knicks, just doing him dirty there. It's not even fair. Broke his ankle straight up.
Number 2, wide open. Sorry, I can't make it. Let me try again. Can't make that either. I mean, he just had 2 opportunities to put the ball in the net. He couldn't do it.
And right here, number 1, it's really hard to do that. It's almost like
But he made it
impossible.
look easy.
Yeah, I think it's actually easier to score a goal than to do that. But that's all the time we have for you today. I'm hungry, so I'm going to grab some food. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Gino Ganello.
And I'm Imani Alston, and this is Sports Buzz.